Paladuro Canyon in the Texas Panhandle is the second biggest canyon in the United States. And for most of the 17 and 1800s, it was controlled by the Comanche. The Comanche were skilled on horseback and would travel hundreds and hundreds of miles across the southern plains and range all the way to Mexico. But home base, at least for some of them, was Paladuro Canyon. The canyon gave them a secure position they could defend with plenty of shelter. They had water and streams in here that attracted animals to hunt. They used rock from the canyon to make tools and weapons, and used the bedrock to grind mesquite beans and roots for food. They kept their massive horse herd down inside of the canyon, and they even hunted buffalo in here. They would use the natural features of the canyon to corral and trap the large herds of buffalo, and they'd sometimes start range fires to try and cause a stampede that would drive the buffalo over the cliffs. By 1874, the population of Texas had grown to nearly 1 million people, and they were flooding into the state. And by that point, really the only place in Texas that Native Americans were still living free in their traditional way was down in Paladuro Canyon. By then, there were small groups from a number of different tribes that had set up villages down there, including the Comanche, Kiowa, Apache, Cheyenne, and Arapahoes. The U.S. military had the task of driving all the natives out to the reservation, and it wasn't a secret that they were down there in the canyon, but the location was just so remote and treacherous that it was very difficult to access. But ultimately, in September of 1874, the U.S. cavalry led their horses down into the canyon one by one and engaged the different tribes and villages that were down there, and destroyed all the food and shelter and the vast majority of the horse herd, which basically forced the last of those people with no food or resources for winter to move onto the reservations.